Thanks, Kasey. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. I'm going to screen share with you all now. All right, everybody see that presentation in presentation mode? Cool. I'll just start with saying, Jen, thank you for the awesome introduction. Really appreciate it. That was incredible. Thank you all for participating here today and joining to learn more about 211 and really to better understand our 211 data and how it can be used to further understand and support our communities in need across Colorado. As Jen mentioned, it's a small group, so please come off mute if you have any questions. Jen, thank you for watching the chat for me. Trying to get to the next slide here. All right, awesome. So before I really go into our data when it comes to 211 contact volume, just want to kind of give a quick pulse check and defining of some terminology you're going to hear me use throughout this presentation. So I wanted to just make sure when we talk about contact volume, everyone here really understands we're talking about all of the contacts, including phone, chat, text, walk-ins, email, anyone that contacts 211 for support. And I just wanted to define that in regards to contacts versus calls. Calls are actually going to be incoming calls that we're supporting, and then a breakdown of all of those digital options. So combined together collectively, that's our contacts. You're going to hear me say that throughout this presentation. And also when I talk about digital contacts, then that is just specific to our digital supports. And that includes our chat, our live chat option through 211colorado.org, which is also integrated into some of our partnership websites like Peak, where people actually complete applications for benefits and things like that. So community members can access a live chat with 211 in various ways. Text, anyone can text 898-211, and then emails are included when I speak about digital contacts. So just kind of to level set there a little bit so we understand what we're talking about. When we go into really all of the data we're going to talk about today, there's a lot of comparing and looking at 2022 data in comparison to 2023. These are all calendar year data and averages and things that we're looking at and trying to compare and really see what we can learn about our community and how things have changed, whether that be needs, demographics, the community, or areas served that may vary. So we're going to go into quite a bit, but I just wanted to, again, just lay some level setting there. So when it comes to 2022, we served 115,588 contacts that we received in 2022 calendar year, and that was almost 11,000 specific to digital contacts. 2023, you can pretty much increase that by a little over 15,000. So we received over 133,000 contacts, and that is community members that reached out to us for help. And when it comes to digital, we saw an increase overall of a little over 4,000 contacts received specific to digital. So in this contact volume, you can really see on this graph, 2022 being the blue line, 2023, the orange-red line. And to the right really breaks down the increase across the board when it comes to the community that we served, and that has reached out to us for help in comparing both years. So a significant increase across the board. And specifically when it comes to digital, I just want to call out too that we've continued to see this. If I look at the past 3 to 4 years, it looks like we've almost doubled when it comes to digital contacts. I think 2021, we were at about almost 7,000. So then 10 and 14 as a totals. So that's a pretty significant increase. And then during most recent new immigrant influx, when you look at January of 2024, which is not on here, our center received over 15,000 community members that contacted us for help. I share that because you're going to see later also in this presentation, our contact volume aligns pretty well with the times that we saw an influx in Denver of new immigrants. So as we saw an influx of buses coming to Denver, our contact volume aligns well with that. In 2023, we saw influxes during those times in needs and contacts for 211. All right. So 211 demographics, again, these are averages across 2022 and 2023. I'm going to level set again a little bit. Why do we collect demographics at the start of our calls and when we're serving community members in 211? I think it's just a good level set, again, in order to best serve our community members that reach out to us for help. So what that looks like oftentimes is when someone calls 211 or reaches out to us, the more we can learn about their specific situation and who they are, is going to better help us identify the right resources to meet their needs. So understanding that maybe currently they are experiencing homelessness, that they are a female versus a male, whether they have kids with them, can help us put them or connect them to the right sheltering or housing options and resources that they're eligible for. Another one of my favorite demographic questions to ask every caller is whether they are a veteran or immediate family member of a current military member. Because there are specific resources that will serve veterans or military members. And so learning as much as we can regarding demographics helps us to find the right resources on that specific call. And then by gathering that data and looking at it aggregated, we can also better understand our community who is in need and specific areas or people in greatest need. So this is really a breakdown of who's been calling us and who reaches out to us for help over the past couple of years. So this does stand in line with previous data to 2022 in regards to females calling us more often or reaching out to us more often than males. Callers between the age of 25 to 54. And then this big red flag here on income, I think is pretty interesting in seeing that almost 75% of clients earn under $2,000 monthly on average. So if you break that down, break it apart a little bit more, we do know that approximately 36% of our callers of that group earn under $1,000 a month that have contacted us. And then that's a breakdown. That second portion is a breakdown of races served and ethnicities across 211 that have been willing to share that information on calls. And then 3% of callers identify as veterans. Found this quite interesting. Definitely would have thought that would have been higher. But I will say that the VOA and the different resources and kind of all-encompassing supports that veterans have is pretty great. And so I think that that may limit veterans from needing to reach out to 211 as often. Again, I know I speak really fast and I'm just going to keep going, but please do come off mute if you have any questions as we go through any of these pieces. Geography. So areas served. This is a breakdown of 2022 versus 2023, which actually look very similar. Same top 3 counties. Callers reached out to us within these counties more often than others. Denver County, the metro area, Arapahoe and Adams County. And then the top 3 zip codes, which do vary a little bit. An interesting data point that we kind of looked into further was the 80631 Weld County area. According to census data, Greeley, that is the 80631 is a specific zip code for Greeley, Colorado, which is in Weld County and is the #1 growing city in Colorado, according to census data in 2023. Census data also shows that Arapahoe and Adams County more often have higher populations of lower income neighborhoods than other counties across Colorado. So knowing that Weld County continues to grow, we continue to see the increase in calls and support needs there.
I have a question, Kasey.
Great.
Because Weld County is so rural, are there, and it seems like most of the counties that you're getting calls from are more urban. Are there differences in how you, in those like clients, what you're seeing from them or what they need or how you can help them?
I think so. Great question, Jen. Thank you for asking it. Weld County, we do have some pretty great partnerships for direct services that have been built based on seeing gaps in resources. And so I think that that also does support kind of the increase that we see in calls from there as well. We do have a partnership with a organization called Women to Women that is specifically helping women individuals as well as single women with kids and paying rent or even just any sort of payment assistance where there's not an actual resource that we can connect them to. So we'll process that through 211. We also have a partnership with an organization called Greeley Local Church, where we do something similar, and it's on a case-by-case basis, but is not specific eligibility to women or any specific demographic, which makes it also very helpful. And I feel like with those two, we are ensuring that really the gaps in resources are addressed, and those organizations are able to help us fill those gaps directly.
Thanks.
All right. Got a lag here again. There we go. All right, we're going to shift into needs and unmet needs. So diving a little bit further into your question, Jen, but when it comes to across all of our service footprints. So for 2022, top met needs versus unmet needs here. Rent payment assistance consistently is always a top need, as well as food, utility assistance, housing, shelter and transitional housing. Just to clarify, when it comes to rent, that really is thinking it's its own category because it's payment assistance for rent. Housing does include sometimes deposit payment assistance. If someone's looking to get help with applying for a Section 8 voucher, low income housing, or just looking for housing through rental properties, anything like that. Housing navigation assistance. So that's its own category, and that's why those two are kind of broken up because the need is so big when it comes to both. Shelter and transitional, that is specific to actual community shelters. So someone calling us looking for a place to stay tonight, that also can